First and foremost, these are wood cutters. Another one of my favorite tools is, I don't know what this is called. And then finally, and very, very importantly, get yourself a gluing jig. Hey guys, welcome to my live. I'm doing a little live impromptu today. Hope everybody's doing okay. Welcome to my live. Who's out there? Say hello. Hi guys, welcome. I hope you're all having a great Saturday. I wanted to come on and not only share some, another one of my awesome pieces from my collection that I just love. It's just awesome. It's these tiny clothespins. I think that's what you call them, right? Clothespins? I don't even know if anybody even uses these anymore. What are they called? Clothespins. I think these are by a miniaturist named David Edwards. I found these as part of, now it's gone, an estate collection. And it's definitely probably, some of the smallest miniatures I have, like the tiniest pieces. I actually have 4 of them. And I put them in this little box so you could see. They're pretty awesome. I mean, the detail is amazing. I think they're hand sculpted. I think they're made of wood. Sorry they keep going in and out of focus. It's because they're so damn small. Look at that. Just look at that. One more time before I go on. Hold on. Let me put it there because you could see the detail there. Look at that. Isn't that incredible? All right. But what I really wanted to do today is talk about my 10 best suggested, I don't know what I'm going to call this, my 10 best favorite miniature tools that I use. And, if you're a new hobbyist to this, you'll learn something, I hope. And even if you're in the hobby world for a while, I hope you can learn from this. So just talking about my 10 favorite or, things I can't live without. First and foremost, these are wood cutters. You can find these on Amazon. They're, these I cannot live without. It cuts mostly strip wood. But what's great is, the blade is pretty incredible, pretty intense. And it's pretty inexpensive in terms of cost, but definitely something I can't live without because I do a lot of chopping to work on some of my miniatures. So that's definitely up there as number 1. Another one of my favorite tools is, I don't know what this is called. I think this is called, I don't know, an L. It's definitely, what is so great about this is that it's a perfect edge and it gives you a perfect square to square things up, to make sure things are at the right angle. What is amazing about this, I think this is an engineer's tool, but what's amazing about it, it's got a great weight to it. And it really, really helps you figure out if you've got a straight edge or not when you are making things. So I can't live without this. And in fact, I actually have it in 2 sizes. I just love these. I love this. And a set square. Thank you. It's a set square. Anyway, these are like engineered perfectly, with a perfect angle, and can't live without it. Love it. In fact, I don't ever these are some tools that I never put away. They're always sort of out, and it hands a distance away. My next recommendation, or 10 best mini tools that I can't live without, Aleene's Tacky Glue. This is a really great glue. It's a great all-purpose glue. You can pretty much use this for everything. And what's different about this versus like an Elmer's glue, and you can use Elmer's glue for stuff. This has a little bit more tackiness to it. It's got a little more thickness to it. And it's better to work with, I think, than when it's a little wetter. It gets a little, it's harder to work with. It's too wet. I can't explain it, but this is my go-to glue. What's amazing about this is, look at that. You put it holds upside down so that it's always ready to go. It's already primed and ready to go. So I love this. It's such an innovation. It's such an innovation. When they made this, I was like, that is just brilliant. Brilliant. My next tool is a very, very simple tool that I can't live without, and I always have on my desk, and they're always right here, is your basic, essentially, they're Q-tips, but I don't buy the regular Q-tips. I do have the regular Q-tips, but if you go to the cosmetics department in, I don't know if you guys have Harmon where you are or Ulta, look for these makeup. God, it's not focusing. I don't know why. Look for these Q-tips that have these really great edges. And they're relatively inexpensive. You can get like a box of 100 for like $3. So that I recommend because, you could use this to get into really, really hard places to get into, to do cleanup, to clean up oil, to clean up glue when you're working. If you want to get, super next level, there are these Q-tips. I don't know where I found these. I think I found them on Amazon. I think they're Japanese made. And they're just super thin Q-tips. And I really, really recommend them. I think these get into spaces that even these don't get into when you're working on a miniature, when you need to clean something up, when you need to do a little dusting or anything like that. And if you really want to get super fancy, and if you have a lot of money to spend, because these are pricey, but I don't know how practical they are. You can find these in hobby stores, and I think modelers really use these. They basically have these tiny little brushes at the end of these plasticky things, and this really gets into spaces like that. So, I'm putting this all under one, but really my recommendation is these makeup brush Q-tips, which are really, really great. Can't live without is a mat, which I'm putting all these things on. I have them in various sizes, but these cutting boards, they act as a cutting board, but they're also this is your work surface. This is my work surface, and I can't live without these work surfaces. Believe it or not, like I'll work on this base, and then I'll run out of room here because I won't want to move anything. And I'll go to another space, and I just put another mat on another workspace, and I'll work off of that. So that's what the good thing about those is, about having different mats. Next up is tweezers. These are some of my favorite tweezers I can't live without. Again, these are at really, hands reach. These are precision tweezers. You can find these in hobby stores, but they're just awesome for handling miniatures. Not only handling miniatures like, I don't know, these little tiny things, but when you're working with miniatures and you're making miniatures, I just stuck myself. These tweezers are really, really good to have around. So I'm going to put those there. X-Acto blade. This is probably the number one tool that I use. One of the pro tip that I would say, which is so important, and I even cheap out on this, and I shouldn't. When you start working on a new project or a new day, even, and you're working, put a new blade in, buy 100 blades. And I don't learn this myself. I don't even take my own advice. It is just make sure life so much easier. Just put in a new blade. It's a few cents, but it'll make your life easier. And I know that's like my biggest, I have to remember that myself. Just pop in a new blade. I think it's more laziness than anything else that I do. Two more things that I want to share is a ruler. Can't live without a ruler. I have several. But what's so great about these metal rulers, which is really, really important, is they have these cork backs, which allow for a no-slip experience, which is really, really important. You know, when you're working with miniatures and you're cutting stuff, you don't want things slipping all over the place. So I recommend these awesome, aluminum or metal rulers with the cork back, which is awesome. And they come in different sizes too. There's a smaller one too, which I love. I don't know what hobby stores or art supplies stores you have by you, wherever you are, but there's a whole wall of these in different sizes, and they're not that expensive. So definitely invest in this. And my third favorite, this you won't find, well, you might find these in art supply stores, is just a really small, thin ruler. Look, this one's bent. I have like several of these all over the place, and I couldn't find before I started this, but I have one that has 2 flat ends. That's really my favorite one, and I can't find it. So that's that. And then finally, and very, very importantly, get yourself a gluing jig. This will make your life so good. These also come in different sizes. What this does is it helps place your miniature in position when it's gluing, when it's drying. And then you can have magnets which hold everything in place like that. So everything stays in place while the drying happens. So those are some of my favorite 10 best mini tools, must-have tools for making miniatures. And I'll bring this back up while I close. Guys, check out my bio, because I have a whole bunch of webinars coming up that you might be interested in watching and taking part of, etc., etc. So check that out. This is this is made of wood. One of my favorite pieces in my collection. It's a set of clothespins. I think that's what they're calling. And I think they're by David Edward. I'm not 100% sure. This came from an estate that I found. Look at the edge. Look at the ends. They are tapered like a real clothespin. I mean, it's just crazy, crazy, crazy. Incredible, incredible, incredible. I don't know why this does not. Oh, look at that. I'm going to end with that. Thanks, guys, for tuning in and watching my little live and staying with me. Everybody have a really great rest of your day. Okay, bye.